If you've been watching the St. Johns County, Florida real estate market, or if you're thinking about buying or selling here, then you're definitely going to want to hear this because May 2026 numbers just dropped, and that's what we're going to cover in this video. I am Melissa Anderson. I am with eXp Realty. I am your Northeast Florida Realtor, and we're going to go over these numbers, the numbers from St. Johns County, looking at single-family home sales in the month of May 2026. What it means if you're a buyer, what it means if you're a seller, and what this means going into the summer months. So let's get into it. So every month I pull the official MLS stats for St. Johns County looking at single family home sales. I will tell you, I shared April's stats a couple weeks ago, and that's particularly just one person up in an uproar. So you guys know that I always share the exact stats. I don't make these numbers up. I'm not pulling them from ChatGPT. I'm pulling them from our MLS, from the real MLS that we use. These are the real numbers. And so we had a few shocking stats for the month of April. And let me tell you, I had somebody going off on me about I didn't know what I was doing. Should actually look at Claude or ChatGPT to figure out what was going on in the market. It was ridiculous. I don't think that this month's data is going to cause quite the uproar, but we'll see. So yeah, I gave you the real numbers with real context. These aren't made up. I always post this alongside the video as we go along so that you can follow along with me. So if you find this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I do this every single month in addition to just sharing helpful information about making the move right here to Northeast Florida. So let's start with the number that everybody always wants to hear, and that is home price. The median sales price in St. Johns County for May 2026 was $577,983. Now this is up 5.1% compared to May of last year. So a little bit of a jump there. And so year over year, the values are still climbing. That's good to know. Now it did dip slightly from April, and that was down about 1.5 month over month. But the bigger story there is that we're still 5% over where we were about 12 months ago. On a square foot basis, sellers are still getting about $246 per square foot. And essentially that stayed flat compared to last year, which is up just 0.04%. That tells me that pricing is still steady and holding. Now let's talk about what's actually selling. According to this, we had 592 closed sales in the month of May, and that was up 8.8% from last May and 17% from April. May was a very active month and buyers were out there closing some deals. Now at the same time, new pendings came in at 8, and that was down 10% from last May and down 19% from April. So we had an uptick in actual closed sales, but homes that were actually going pending, that was down 19% from April. Yeah, a little bit over that 19.4% if you're following along with me. So yeah, while closings were still strong, the pipeline of new contracts definitely slowed down. And that's something that we're going to need to watch over for the next 30 to 60 days just to see how that's going. Because typically the spring market holds strong and it's a busy time. Now days on market came in at just 34. That's a little bit of an increase. So this one is a little fascinating because that is down nearly 28% compared to May of 2025. Down 28% compared to last year. But a year ago, homes were sitting longer, and today, well-priced home in desirable neighborhoods in St. Johns County are moving relatively quickly. So I'm happy with 34 days. I will tell you, let's talk about this. If your home isn't going under contract in 45 days, you have a presentation or a pricing issue, period. If your home is not going under contract in 45 days, you either have a presentation or a pricing issue, okay? Maybe you have a unicorn. It's a unique property. I'll give you that too. I cannot stress that to you enough. It's so difficult working with sellers who just can't see this. I'm not going to go on that tangent. I'm done with that. Now let's look at the seller conditions. This is the part that the sellers want to hear. Now sellers received 98.1% of their list price in May, and 10.1% of homes sold above list price. That's great. So that means that nearly 1 in 10 homes in St. Johns County had a bidding war in May. pretty much. There were definitely some that had multiple offers on them. And if you price your home right, the demand is there. Can we repeat this for everybody in the back? If you price your house right, the demand is there. Okay, y'all got it. All right, so let's look at month supply of inventory. If you're following along right here with me, I'm just going over this. So months of supply of inventory sits at just 3 months. That's down 33% year over year. So anything under 4 months is generally considered a seller's market. And then we are firmly in that territory sitting at three months. Active inventory is at 1,749 homes. That's actually down 27.6% from this time last year, even with the new listings coming to market. That's considerable. And so speaking of new listings, 682 came on the market in May. That's also down 15% from last May. So inventory, we definitely do not have a lot of inventory flooding the market. So supply is constrained, and this continues to be continues to favor sellers. Now let's look at what the buyers want to hear. So what does this mean for buyers? If you're a buyer, especially if you're relocating to St. Johns County from out of state, here's what I want you to understand. This is not a desperate market. You can still buy, but you need to be strategic because homes are going under contract in about 34 days. The best ones, obviously, are going to go faster. I'm just going to put this out here. It's typically the homes that have pools. If you're relocating to this area, people are looking for a pool home, and there was one pool home that went on the market. I think it was on the market like 3 days. They priced it so well, and it was done. So I had someone reach out about that. It was gone. All right, you will need, if you're a serious shopper, you're looking to move down here, so homes are going pretty quickly. We need to get you your pre-approval so we can just have that done, because if we're submitting an offer, or most of them, depending on the price point of the home, they want you to have a pre-approval in hand before you start touring. And then of course you need an agent who knows these neighborhoods. I think my camera's about to die. All right, so the affordability index is sitting at 57.5, and that tells us that affordability is tighter than it was a year ago, but rates have stabilized and buyers are adjusting. If you've been on the fence, don't wait for a crash that the data simply does not support, okay? All right, and then if you're thinking about selling, whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or relocating out of the area, may just prove that the appetite for St. Johns County homes is there, it's real, and values are up year over year. Inventory is tight, and well-priced homes are selling in about a month. But the key word here, I'm just hammering this home, y'all, hammering it home. The key word here is well-priced. With 3 months of supplies, buyers are going to have options. Overpriced listings sit, and appropriately priced listings sell. So if you want to know what your home is worth in this market, I'd love to walk you through a personalized analysis. Actually, I'll include the link in the description. You can pop it in. You can actually generate it yourself, or you can send me your address and I will get started on that for you. It's free of charge. There's no pressure. It's literally just information I'm sharing to help you make an informed decision. All right, so that is your May 2026 market update for St. Johns County. If you have any questions, as always, I'm going to put my contact information here. It's always in the video description below. Please check out that video description. There's links to all kinds of things. You can get my free relocation guide. All the things are in that description, as well as my contact information. Whether you're buying, selling, or just thinking about what's next, reach out. I work with buyers relocating here to this area every single day, and I'd love to be a resource for you. Also, I just talked about my free relocation guide. So it's just for St. Johns County right now, but I am working on one for Northeast Florida. This thing is 26 pages long. I really try to jam pack as much useful information as I can into this. It's a great place to start if you're considering a move to St. Johns County. Again, it is free. But yeah, hit the like button if you found this helpful, and subscribe so you can go ahead and get updates every single month. And guess what? I'll see you in the next one.